This is the 4th day. We're almost there. And it's a happy day for me because then I will stop talking today. Tomorrow you're going to talk. So eventually this is the last day of presentation. And of course, as other days where we're going to go through some stuff that I think affects every one of us. If you are a publisher, if you're a writer, scientific writer and a publisher, the stuff today are the things that affect every one of us. And it doesn't matter how old you have been in publishing. The issues of journal submission, receiving feedback from reviewers, editorial decisions, rejections. Yeah. So when we start fully, I will know how many of you have cried before because of rejection. It's quite interesting. So because of the nature of our time today and to allow you to do your work, I think we will skip since all the groups have presented their nuggets, I will skip the second nugget. So please, the second one, read it on your own and try to apply what those the nuggets is encouraging you to do. I think they are helpful exercises, and I think, or I guess that all of you have enjoyed it. It's something that we do here. Okay, so this is the outline of what we will be going through today. But this is where I will start. I told you to go through this abstract example. I just wanted us to clear this before we move on. Let me stop sharing and check this again. Let me bring this forward here. Just a minute. All right. All right. Yeah. Eman, can you post it again? Before we start, Eman has posted a link for those who have indicated interest to join the writing mentoring program. So even if you have sent her email, that doesn't matter now. She has created a form. So if you're interested, you go to the form and complete it. We would like it to be completed before Wednesday next week. And Wednesday next week is 22nd of December. So please complete it. It's very important to complete it before that day, because now we are entering the Xmas time. People go on holiday, and when you go on holiday, you eat so much, and then you forget whatever has happened. And then once it is 31st of December, some people will say, oh dear, go with your troubles, and everything we have taught here will go. So before you forget, and then you put it among the old things in the new year, fill it in, so that in the new year, we are going to remind you that there is a commitment you have made in the new year. Then you remember, oh goodness me, I hope it's not one of the things I casted and banned that shouldn't follow me. You know how we Africans, we do it. It's interesting. So please fill it in by 20 seconds. It should be completed so that we can walk through that. And as I've said yesterday, we need commitment, your commitment, to be able to carry it through. Otherwise, it becomes problematic. Okay, so the form is there. Eman has put it there. You can, if you don't want to fill it now, you can copy it out and save it somewhere so that you can remember. All right. Okay. This is what we covered yesterday. Okay, and there were some hitches here and there from my side, but I hope the message was passed through. That is why I wanted us to look at the abstract this one. So we look at the results, and try to differentiate it from data. So you don't repeat what they have in your tables and figures. Result needs to give an explanation, interpretation to what is in the table, but not the meaning of the result, because that goes to the discussion. We look at reporting guidelines, and I showed you the Equator Network website. There you can check and get recommendations on how to report different study designs. We looked at tables and figures and charts and how to present them. And I showed you example from my nice papers. Yes, I'm proud of them because they are nice papers. So if you want to, I don't care whether you're not happy with that, but that is what I think myself. So you need to be proud of your own too. And of course, not everything I'm proud of. I told you that when you have reached a certain level, the things that you have done, but it's your history, of course. So I take my master thesis. I say, wow, goodness me. Hey, my PhD thesis, I just keep it there. Well, I have passed you. You did me a good job, but oof, did I write that? Begin to wonder. Yeah, that is a sign of growth, isn't it? And then we'll look at the discussion. How discussion is a continuation of the introduction. Okay, a continuation of the introduction, where the introduction puts the question you want to address, and the result is there. And then the discussion will now present to you that this is what we have found with regards to the question we posed in the introduction. And the abstract and summary, the abstract or summary as a miniature of the manuscript or paper itself. Okay, so we looked at this. It should be an appetizer for the whole paper, and at least the following question should be answered. Where was the study done? What was the problem question addressed? What was done? What did the study find? What was your conclusion? Isn't it? And I sent it out to look at this. I hope you look at it. Is there anyone who didn't look at this? Is there anyone who was not able? At least those who had sleepless night would have looked at this. Okay, seems everybody looked at it. So what troubles did you find with this paper, this abstract? Is it cute, nice, the way it is? Is there anything missing? Can we improve it? Please, you can unmute yourself and speak, or raise your hand, please. Then I call you. Is anyone hearing me? Oh, nobody's hearing me. Good morning, Adewumi. Are you hearing me? Okay, you're hearing me. Great, great. You want to speak?
Yes, so I looked at it.
All right, great.
We actually looked at it as a group, but individually. So I looked at the second abstract, not this one. I just went through this one, but reading through this one, I saw that a lot of words that were not necessary, they were repetitions, you know, of words, and it didn't really look, it was quite interesting, but because of those repetitions, it wasn't really interesting.
You mean on this one we are seeing now?
Sir?
You mean this one we are looking at now?
Yes, this one we are looking at. But
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
One
like
of my
which words?
Okay, so there was this continuous repetitive of we did this, we explained, you know, yeah, we did this, and at a point when I saw we again, I was like, what is happening? You know, and so it was reviewed. One of our team members reviewed it downwards to about 79 words. And the second time the first time she reviewed it to about 89 words. And the second time she reviewed it to about 70 something words, less than.
Great. But you know what? Just to come in there, Adewumi, some journals actually want you to use the first person plural. You understand? Yes, so if that is their recommendation, then you need to want you to use the passive pronouns, you know, to this was done. So you shouldn't use the active ones or first person pronouns, you know. So that may be, but of course language construction you can improve in that. So it's really good that somebody was able to reduce it to that amount. Okay, I saw Nuha before. Nuha was the first. Nuha, do you want to say something?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, actually, I have looked for the first one that you are presenting now, and I was able to reduce it from this amount of word to 89 and then to 78. Yes, I noticed there is lots of repetition, especially on the word design, capstone experience. So they repeated so many times, and they went also in details the 3 key elements. Maybe also we don't need to mention it in the abstract.
All right. Okay. Leah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Leah.
Yes, good morning again.
Yes, go ahead.
By looking at this abstract, I didn't find the results.
You didn't find results.
Yeah.
You didn't find results. Oh, goodness me. You hit the nail on the head. That's one of the first things. You didn't find results because you are looking for it, isn't it?
For sure. I know that
that is one of the things we are talking about here. What did the study find? And after you have that. So you have hit that one point. That's good. Yeah. Congratulations, Leah.
Thank you. And also the conclusion.
There is no conclusion. Is it?
Yeah.
There's no conclusion.
I didn't find it. Maybe it is, but I didn't find it myself.
What was the conclusion? So 2 things you have pointed out. Yeah.
Yeah, other one previously have said that there is a lot of repetition of words. I don't want to repeat it, but it seems this abstract needs to be revised. Thank you.
It seems it needs to be. Okay, I have Olabishi Dedeke, please. Thank you, Leah.
Thank you, Bright. Thank you, Bright, for this. My little comment is that we know that the abstract should be a miniature of the paper, and this particular abstract talks so much about the methodology and what they did, not giving us what they found and the conclusion about what they found. Thank you, Anova.
Yeah, but when Olabisi, don't go. When you say they gave us methodology, okay? So how satisfied are you with this methodology I've described here?
I'm not satisfied because they are verbose. So many words about what we need. You understand? Abstract should be straight to the point and short. And it should be action. It should not distract. There are so many distractions. Next, we did this, then we did this, then we did this. We don't need this.
But what they are saying that they did, you say, for instance, you said, next we describe a way to administer and execute a capstone design experience, including design workshops and lead engineers. What is it? I don't know what this means. Okay. Yeah. Next you describe it, but you would have said we designed a capstone experience, and this is what we did in that. Okay.
That is it.
Yeah. So that methodology is also deficient. All right. Let's see who again raised their hand. Let me see. All right. I have Chinwe. Yeah, I saw Chinwe Ibabuchi. That's actually my middle name. Chinwe. That's my middle name, Ibabuchi. Chinwe, your line is so bad.
Oh, really?
All right, go ahead.
Good morning, Prof.
Good morning.
Yeah, they pointed out a whole lot of things. Sorry?
Yeah, Chinwe, your line is quite bad, which is very problematic. All right, let's Chinwe correct her. Let's go to Olayinka. Olayinka, go ahead.
Okay,
Chinwe, your line is bad.
Good morning, Prof. Good morning, House. Yes, for me, so he's talking about that the methodology is poor. I looked at it. I can't even find the methodology there myself. Was maybe it's for my own area of study anyway, but I can't see any.
A lot of things, but
Yeah, go ahead, Olayinka. Chinwe will join again.
Okay. So I can't see specifically where they were stated how anything was done there. Maybe it was, of course, we know it's design, but definitely in the engineering, I believe there will be various methodology or various methods of doing things. If it was in the life sciences, now yes, I can comment more on that. But what I'm saying here is, if this abstract were to be structured the way we structure, introduction, then methodology, results, and conclusion. For me, I can't find, yes, the conclusion which has been pointed out, and also I can't find the result which has been pointed out, but even the methodology, how things were done, I can't really specifically state or identify or extract any of such.
Thanks very much. Yeah, thanks very much. Let's go to Marion, then Henry, and then we'll move on from this one.
Okay. I think that here the students have replicated lecture notes. They know what is supposed to be in the abstract, but now implementing what they learned here practically is not there. They're just reproducing lecture notes. That's my thought.
Thanks very much. So what Marion is saying, in essence, she didn't get there, is that she has learned so much that after this week, she will be a good student. Isn't it, Marion? But
yes, I will implement what you have taught us.
Yeah. So these students learned, but they didn't implement, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Henry.
Thank you, Prof. Good morning, everyone. The first thing I can notice from the paper is that it doesn't present what it's going to solve.
The question.
It doesn't present
the question. That's one of the things I was looking for. What did they actually say to do?
Yeah, so it just goes on talking, but it doesn't say exactly what they are going to assess also.
Yeah. What was the study? Why was the study done? Even the background. What was the problem? that the study is addressing. And you don't find that here. Okay. So, you know, those who may have ambition to publish in top journals, those who may have ambition to have a successful career in science through writing and publications, you need to get these things, because writing is not just to, you know, put words there. There's a structure so that the message can be passed through. All right, I think we can move on from here. This one. How do you come about this one? Anyone? Henry, is that an old hand or a new hand? Okay, Adewumi, I see your hand. Go ahead.
Yes, so Prof, I went through this one, and so I can say this one is a little bit better than the first one. This one, you know, introduced and also talked about their objective and the result, but there was no form of methodology, you know, no concise methodology, yeah. And
so
there
the
was
method is
no
missing.
conclusion. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But they stated what their objective was, and they stated what the findings were. They had several findings, but the methodologies was not concrete enough. It has little or no information about it, and it was not concluded. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, that was clear. So here they have stated what the reason, the motivation, the greatest obstacle to development of policies for the curtailment of gender bias is lack of information on the scope and effects of the problem. So this is a very good background. This study represents an attempt to quantify attitudes toward gender bias among professional women engineers working in the state of Kuwait. That is the aim, you know, the problem they try to solve. And then they went straight. The major findings that emerged were, see, then that is problematic. That is problematic. And just the results, we don't know what they did. We don't know. It is only here when they came that a clear majority of the professional Kuwait women engineers surveyed. So they actually use survey. Okay, how many people were recruited in the survey? Who made the survey? Those were not indicated. So this problem. All right, so you have clear insight now into the issues of the abstract, and you can take it from here in writing your own papers. Any question from here? This was from yesterday. All right. Okay. Now, we had a debate yesterday, isn't it? And I've not forgotten. I still remember that. I've not forgotten. Now, I have something in front of you. Did anybody research about this? Yeah, I have two hands. Let me see who are those. I have no hand. Henry, is that an old hand or still? Is that a new hand or still old hand?
Sorry, the old one. I'll take it down now.
Okay. All right. Nuha, please go on.
Yeah, for this debate, I remember from since I was in school, we learned that cone is always open down and funnel is open up. And yeah, this is the summary of it.
Yeah. So everybody agrees to this now. Is there anybody who is not happy with this? Who wants to continue the debate? Okay. What
no,
you were
it's
doing?
clearer now.
It's clearer now. So what we were doing yesterday was not actually to know the difference between cone and funnel. The issue was this, actually, the next thing. Which one should be the introduction? And which one should be the discussion?
Yes.
So the introduction should be a funnel or an inverted cone. So you turn this upside down, okay?
Yes.
Discussion should be a cone,
cone
or an inverted funnel.
Funnel, okay.
So it's clear to everybody now? No argument?
Yes.
All right, great. So this is solved. Yeah, I still bring this forward. Please, if you have not registered, go and register. And like I said yesterday, if you find it difficult, just remove the please remember to Peju, can you mute yourself, please? So remember to mute yourself and put your name. Put your name in, put your number to your name. Put your number to your name. All right. So if you have not registered, please do that. And if you're still having problem, remove the full stop that came with that, and just do this only. All right. I have created a form. Let me put it on the chat box now, so that you can have it. I've created that form now for evaluation. So please do us justice by completing it. You can already do it today, because I don't think that I have done a bad job that you need to wait to the end of the course. You say, well, let me see what the end, or at least I know that you already capture the main point and the fever of this movement. So if that is the case, you can already start this morning to do it without procrastinating. And then once you get into the Christmas, then it becomes a problem. I will be chasing you, please complete. So I don't want that to happen. I just want you to, when you leave this course, you leave with a very good memory. So please complete the form, the evaluation form, for us, so that we can improve. For those who attended our course from from July last year, there are some who have attended all the courses we have had until this point. Yeah, I think I know a few people here who have done so. And there are those who have attended the one we did from January up to now. There are those who have attended the one from May up to now. There are those who have attended from July this year. So you know that we have been improving in the way we do this, and we want to improve more because it is to serve you. Without you, I wouldn't be here this week to do this. And so some people didn't come to this course. And I mentioned, if you don't come, let me know. And I appreciate those who had other things that came up when they have registered, and when they have accepted and they have contacted me and said, please, I wouldn't be able to come. I give my place to another person. I will like to attend other courses. I appreciate that. I also appreciate those who are attending, but half because of certain commitment, health issues, other things that came up. I appreciate that I am able to mention that. But we mean our words that if you don't tell us, then and then you leave out attending, arbitrary like that, it will of course affect your journey next time. Really, I mean that next time, because we take records of that. 671 people applied, and we took only 120, reduced to around 85. Okay, that is which. And I tell you, somebody among here almost took me to court, and I rushed to give the person the position. My daughter was asking me, "Daddy, is she really going to take you to court?" Well, I was telling her I don't know how she will catch me from there when I'm here. Anyway, if I appear to the court, I will tell the court, it is my decision and I don't care. This is my evaluation. Anyway, she got a place. So what happens here now is, if we get this, we're able to refine what is happening. And you see, what we are doing here is not a joke. It's not a joke. Anytime I'm teaching ASFI course, I take a vacation of 1 week. I have 7 weeks of a holiday from my job. And this year, for serving my continent, Africa, using my time, I have taken 4 of those weeks to serve you. So now I get in hundreds of emails every day. By the time this week finishes, I will have emails in thousands. Okay, so it's not a joke. It's not a joke. So the time we invest here, Eman is there investing the time, leaving the things she needs to do to come and support is a big thing we do here. We are doing it with every passion we have, because that is what we have signed that we are going to do. And so we want to do it to make you happy, to make you improve, to make you go in the right direction. But please, we also need encouragement. Okay, we need encouragement that you register for the course, and then you don't come for it, and you just, even when you have the instruction, please let us know so that Apple can take your position if you're not coming. It's not the best like that, really. So we need that cooperation, and that cooperation needs to be there. So we want to improve, and that is the key point here. Fill the form, tell us where we can improve, and we're happy. This course, running it again next year, we can put some things in place, change.
I'm a veteran in all these things.
So please do that, and we'll appreciate that. Do it quick before the fever of the Xmas and New Year comes. All right, then the other thing is the video selfie evaluation. Oh, goodness me. In addition to that, I will write today or latest tomorrow those that we invite to give us selfie evaluation. You see, this is not just about ASFI. I remember somebody felt this, and I posted it when I was saying, "Oh, look at me on YouTube." It's also to sell you. You understand? It's also to sell you. But we need it more, because it helps other people who do not know what has gone in here. Those people who are sitting by the fence, it helps them to be convinced that there's something going on here. So I will contact you so that you can tell the world what ASFI is doing, the knowledge you have gained, the skills you have gained, if they are meaningful, if they are not. We are not afraid of criticism, because we hope to also improve. Okay, improve. I think that is quite important. But I will come back to those that will be selected. And if you think you will not want to do, just let me know. Of course, many people have done that in the past, and then we also appreciate that. Okay, it doesn't affect you joining next time. No, we don't take this. We are good, nice people. Good, nice people. Our goal is to make Africa contribute our quota to make Africa a better place. All right. All right. We want to look at now we have written the paper, written the discussion, and once you have finished writing, you send to your oh, somebody's there. Sorry. Let me see those who are waiting. Sorry. Sorry for keeping you too long. It actually escaped me. Goodness me. Who is that? Some people are strong in this group, eh? Very, very determined to cause us problems here. Please, I see some people who don't have their group numbers. Please put it because it will be helpful when we assigning you. All right, sorry for that distraction. So I was saying you have written the paper, okay? It's ready. You look at it, you're happy. You're nice. Oh, this is looking good. You smile home. You're happy. You go to sleep. You sleep very well. You're thinking, when you're a writer, goodness me, sometimes it can make you mad. You're thinking, you're on the bed, you lie down and you sleep, or something comes up in your mind. Excuse me, let me just write this thing down. Oh, you go to your computer. Well, you can put it, but of course you need self-control, and when you have put it down, you have put it down. But now you have written, and then you send to your group members, and they have looked at it, commented. While they are doing that, of course, you can be doing other things. But while you're writing the paper, it is good that you consider which journals will I submit my paper. You can make a list of the first, second, third, fourth, or even fifth. I remember one paper I submitted some time ago. It was the 11th journal that accepted it. So I was getting rejection. Some of them didn't review, some reviewed, and they rejected after that. I remember that was during my PhD, and one of my colleagues that time, hearing me saying that during my defense, he came later and said, "Bright, do you really mean that you 11th journal?" Really? You're very patient. I wouldn't 11th journal? How can I be? I'll be crying every time. I said, no. Actually, by the time it came to the 11th journal, the paper has improved quite a lot. And I've learned quite a lot of lessons, because the journals will usually give us reasons for rejection. So it's a good experience for me, and it has helped me. And you can see somebody reading my paper yesterday saying that it's sweet. Well, I don't know how sweet it is, but this is a process you can go through, and it teaches you lessons. Some very hard ones, some very tough ones. Some you come home, you said, am I the one really doing it? Should I even continue this? Some you come home and if you're the type that you carry your troubles home, and you begin to get irritated. Your spouse talks to you, you are irritated. Your children talk to you, you are irritated. Oh, please, I don't want. What is your problem? Because of journal publication. Goodness me. Yeah, I have seen all those. So I'm not just making it up. And some of you may be smiling there because you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's true. All right. Now you need to decide about the journals. Journal publication is very important because it helps to advance the scientific knowledge and improve our lives and society. So what we do as scientists need to be published. It helps to improve our advanced knowledge in that area. And through that advancement, we can find solutions that can be implemented from that knowledge we have gained of what is happening in the nature God himself has created. And you know, we don't say create, we say observe. Okay? I remember when I was young, I said discovered. You know, that's the word we use. You don't say he created. Of course, we can use the things that have been and make something. Okay? So he says created. That is and we claim copyright. Are we really the creator of those things? Yeah. Anyway, so we observe, we discover the things that are there. God himself made, not us. Okay, so journal publication helps advancement of knowledge. It is ethical because as scientists, we are mandated to make available the evidence we generate. And that is why when you have scientists who are very stingy and greedy, somebody was mentioning greediness last time about what they do, their career, they heard what they have found, they keep it secret and all that. That is not the motivation. That is not the motivation. The motivation is that we have ethical mandates to the custodians of what we are doing. And the custodians of what we are doing are who? Does anybody remember? The custodians?
The society.
The society. The society. If you're a scientist, you're not thinking back to the society. Society is my custodian. Then there is a problem. And so we have ethical mandate. Whether you're an engineer, you're a social scientist, you are in the humanitarian, wherever you are, the society is a custodian. So we have ethical mandate to make that publish. Okay, and when we do that, there is public trust in what we do. You just imagine everybody just keeps what they do secret and put it in their cupboard and lock it in their office there. Then the society is wondering what is happening. So this also increases public trust, enhance visibility of our research, and eventually demonstrate credibility of our work. But it doesn't mean that everything that is published is credible. Okay? If you want to know what is happening in that, we have a course, Reproducibility of Scientific Research. ASFI offer that course. We gave in January. And hopefully we can give it back again in January 2022. We'll come back to that. So if you have not attended that course, it's good. At least those who are, some of you are here who attended that course. It's helpful to know how you can make your research reproducible. What is reproducibility? And so these are things that we need to have as part of the skills and knowledge we gain as researchers. So it's not everything that is published that is credible, really, not everything. Okay, choosing a journal, factors to consider, aims and scope of the journal. Okay, there are field specific journals nowadays, and there are also generalist journals. Okay, some of the generalist journals are things like you have scientific reports, you have +1. Those are generalists. They take papers from every field of endeavor, regardless. Yeah. So you have to check the scope. In your own area of investigation, there may be some journals. So check the scope of that journal. It's very important. Every journal has the scope and their aims well outlined. And if it does not cover your subject area, then there is no need submitting there. So do that, do your background work, go to the journal website and check. I think ASFI or Springer, I'm not sure which of them, they have tools you can use to search. You can put, for instance, your abstract or the title of your paper, and then you put it there, and when you click the button, it will bring the list of journals they publish that fit the criteria you have put in there, then you can choose. But if you have grown in the field, you already know the journals that are, most of the journals that are working in your area. So please know the scope and the aims of
all right, so
the aims and scope of your of the journal to see if your work fits to it. And then the issue of reputation. I see many predatory journals nowadays. Every day, at least I get close to 20 emails of journals soliciting for this, soliciting for that. Oh, goodness me. You know, and when you get those emails, I mean, good journals, most good journals don't solicit. You know, it is people who chase them around, really. When you see journals going up and down, chasing people here and there, unless some journals have special calls and they want people to contribute to them, they can contact. But when you have journals chasing people around here and there, then yeah, Eman has put it there. ASFI and Springer, yeah, Henry has put also there. So you can check those and ensure that you get the journal that fits your work. All right, so many predatory journals are there, making life difficult. But for some scientists, it's making life easy for them because they're excited. Their only goal is to publish and count the number they have published so they can get their promotion. And those who are appointing them will not even look at although, oh, this person has published 200 papers. Wow, this fantastic. But in this part of the world, when you are about to be promoted, you apply for promotion. You'll be requested, in addition to your list of publication, they will ask you to provide at least 10 sample of your work, papers you have published, that should be considered, that should be read with regards to that application. Okay, and usually you will want to include the top hitters you have. And if you're publishing in some of these predatory journals, then it's not that easy. You know, you have to think first whether I send those papers. So many predatory journals, many of them coming from India, coming from some of these countries here and there. Some of them owned by husband and wife. Some of them may even be owned by one person. You send, and they give you 24 hours turnaround to review. Who reviews? The person doesn't even know what they are talking about, what you're writing, and they will tell you, "Oh, your paper is fantastic, has been accepted for publication," and you're jumping on in your office there. "Oh, who they have published on that one? I've published on that one. Praise be to God, I published on that one." But it's a predatory journal. So watch out for these predatory journals. My brothers and my sisters, what we are here is to let you know. to persuade you to go for excellence. Excellence in your research, excellence in your writing, excellence in your choice of where you actually publish that. There is this Think, Check, Submit here. They help you to evaluate the quality of a journal. They help you to evaluate the quality of a journal. So if you are doubtful, you go there to the system and use the system to evaluate the journal you're interested in. But please avoid those paid ratings there. They're not helpful. They don't help progress science. Okay. And so you should check also the credential and track records of the journal and impact. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to the impact, which many times is defined by the impact factor. We'll come back to that later today. But that has really led to lots of issues. So you check the impact factor. But you know that the impact factor has little or nothing to do with the quality of your paper. The impact factor of a journal has little or nothing to do with the quality of your paper. All right. Oof. Then journal readership and reach. Okay, how many people are reading it? If I publish it in my institution journal, how many people will read my work? If I have an important message for the world, should I publish it in my institutional journal or local, regional journal or national journal? Should I go international? And you know, the higher level you move, the more pain comes, the more rigor is required. Am I ready to deal with those rigors? Am I interested in just quick turnaround, or can be patient? You know, in this part of the world, the goal is not how many, really. The goal is the quality of the work you have done. The quality of the work you have done. The quality. Somebody can be doing things, doing writing and publishing, but somebody comes and publish, let's say 10 good papers, and this person has the other person has published 100, and this person published 10 good papers, and those 10 good papers become hard hitters. Okay, hard hitters. So also consider the peer review process of the journal and the policies around that. Is it open or blinded peer review? I don't know if you know what that means. In the open peer review process, you send the paper to the journal, and the journal editor will appoint reviewers to review it. And when the journal editor is returning the feedback from the reviewers, the editor will include the names and affiliations of the reviewers who have reviewed your paper. And of course, the reviewers who have reviewed your paper already knew who you were when you submitted. And so when you get the report from the editor, the names and affiliations of the reviewers are enclosed. And some of the journals, when your paper is published, and when you respond to the reviewers' comments, your response is also enclosed. And so when the paper is published, it is accompanied by the reviewers' comments and your response. Okay. So that is the open peer review. The blinded peer review can be single-blinded, can also be double-blinded. Double-blinded is that the reviewers nor the authors know themselves. They don't, I say double-blinded. But in single-blinded one, the reviewers know who the authors are, but the authors do not know who the reviewers are. Okay? You should also consider the duration of the peer review. How long does it take to have a turnaround? And then the submission process and ease of submitting. Consider that. Consider also the mode of publication. The mode of publication. Yeah, I have put the evaluation link here, isn't it? Asking for it. Yeah, let me put it as many times as possible so that you can have it. If you want to have two of those, if you want to, they all go to the same place. All right, if you have not gotten it, if you dropped off when I sent it, I have put it many times now so that you don't look for it anymore. All right, but if you don't get it, just let me know. We'll send it more to you. And then you look at costs and the services offered. Yeah, I was talking about mode of publication. All right. We have also open access publication. We have the conventional ones that are not open access, in which whether you want in the traditional way, you want to make it open access, or you publish in open access journal, you have to pay money to do that. You have to pay money to do that. So these are the things you consider when choosing a journal, and I think most of you are familiar with that. Now, you have chosen a journal, you have received the comment from your co-authors, you have put everything in order, and it's time to submit. Okay, then you submit the paper. This is from Willie. Submit the paper. Yeah, I have Yunus Muftawo. Yunusa, please go ahead.
Thank you very much, sir. I wanted to ask whether paying for publication suggests that the work is poor quality.
No, unless you are paying to those family journals in India. Then those ones you should send your papers. Actually, when you leave this course, don't go for mediocre journals or all those nonsense that are there. Don't go for them. Go for the journals that are reputable in your field. So there are two ways. If you publish in the open access journals, it costs money. It doesn't have anything to do with the quality of your work. In fact, when you submit your paper in those open access journals, they don't even ask you for money. They can ask you to make a commitment that you will be able to pay for the open access, but the open access, I mean, the money is not the consideration for the review of your paper, really. So the journal will still review your paper regardless of whether you pay or not. But in the conventional ones, where you don't pay money, many of them also now have some sort of open access publication. So if you pay money, then your paper will be made available. That's what the open access is. So when you pay money to the open access journals, the paper will be made available and be accessible by everybody. And in that case, you actually have the copyright of that paper yourself because it's open access. Everybody can use it anytime.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, the conventional ones that do not operate open access, you just publish it there, and you lose the copyright of it, and the journal will keep the copyright. But if you pay some money, they can also publish it open access, and it becomes your copyright. So the article is assessed by the editor. It could be rejected outrightly by the editor. It could be sent to reviewers, and then reviewers assess. The reviews are assessed by the editor, and the editor can make a decision whether to reject or to accept. If accepted, it goes to production and then publication. It's assessed by an editor, and this is always a tough one, where you submit a paper and it is accepted, but without the need of revision. Without the need of revision, it's accepted at that level without the need of revision. In my whole career, I have had that experience once, and it was surprising to me that happened. But the reviewers were all happy, and they thought that the paper was well written and everything was okay, no need for revision. And so it doesn't happen often. What happens often is revision, can be minor revision, can be major revision, or rejection. Okay, so you anticipate any of those. And so once you have chosen journal, you have to format your paper according to the journal requirements. The journal may have limit to the number of pages they require, whether you use line numbers, the type of indentation, titles, running titles, keywords, and number of keywords allowed. The types of file format that the journal requires is very important. And the conflict of interest issues, when you have conflicts, divided attention, really, you need to state those as well and keep them. Sometimes they will request this, that all authors fill this, or the corresponding author will fill that. Depends on the journal. All right, I've talked for some time now. Let's take 10 minutes break, and then we can.
Before the break, Prof, I would like to ask.
Yes, please.
I have a concern, especially about peer reviewing of the journal articles. What is your take on giving somebody to review a paper in which is not his area of specialization? Especially, you find somebody is given, like somebody is in the humanities, and they are given an article that has a lot of mathematics.
Yeah,
what is your take on this?
We'll come back to. We have a section on peer review later on today.
Okay.
Can you hold on this? Then we address it there.
Okay, please. Thank you.
Okay, so let's come back at 20 past the hour.
Okay, Doc, please, can you break some of us into our groups?
Really? For 12 minutes? No, for 11 minutes?
Yes, please.
That would take a long time. You have something to do before lunch? All right. I have to say sorry to everyone. That is why Eman is very important here. And without her, then would have all be in this big trouble. I was actually posting the message I was posting the evaluation form, but I was posting it I thought I was posting it to everyone. I was posting it to everyone in waiting room. And that is not what I wanted. You can see the mess up there. But Eman has helped me to put it there, isn't it? The evaluation form is there. So no excuse from anyone now. Eman, thanks very much. Yeah. When the blind leads the blind, what happens? And if you don't observe it, then we are all in trouble. Yeah, sorry about that. So I think it's clear now. All right, let's move on. We're discussing about the submission process. So you have decided now to submit. You have chosen the journal. Everything is fine. You're comfortable. I need to submit it to this journal. So what is the next thing? You have to write a cover letter. Okay. And I believe many of you have done this before.
No, people name.
No, not yet. Who is that? All right. Yeah, Eman has posted the mentoring evaluation form there as well, please. Oh, now you're seeing my, just now you're seeing my slide. Okay, so you need to write the cover letter. There seems to be some delay somehow to get this on. So you have formatted it, everything is fine. Then I call it a compelling cover letter. And when you write this, you address it to the editor, which will accompany the manuscript you are submitting. This is a very important part. Okay. Many people take it for granted. For granted of the need to write a compelling cover letter. Don't take it for granted, because it's the first impression the editor gets is a part, apart from the abstract the editor may read, is a part. Not every editor will read the whole paper. No, no, no. Just very few will do that today. No, they just read the abstract. But you have to use the cover letter to convince. You know, I come from a part of Nigeria, the Igbos, you know, where I noticed something that is quite peculiar. Many of the Igbos are traders, and they can use their mouth to make you buy things that you didn't even plan to buy from home. They can cut your budget from other things because they know how to use their mouths to do that. Okay? I don't know if I call it a gift or skill they learn it. Anyway, let's not discuss that one. But here, when you're writing, it's the same principle, philosophy, mindset you have here. You want the editor to publish your paper. You see, you're not going there to make him feel, you know. You see, this arena we are into, apart from the fact that you have written your paper, from this course now you move confidently out there. Next week you're going to meet your colleagues. Say, do you know what happened to me last week? What happened? Don't worry, just watch out. You see the evidence in a few months' time. Yeah, I attended this ASFI course and I was baptized, seriously baptized. Yeah, that is good. That is good. I hope nobody's in the breakout rooms. Everybody's here. Oh, somebody's there. Anyway, I know that person who is here. It's not on this because the person is doing something else in the office. If not, the person would have cried loud and clear. Okay, so Yeah, it's good to showcase the skills, but there is also another step now. So we assume that our papers are well written. In the cover letter, you need to convince the editor, like the Igbo trader will convince you to buy something that I didn't plan, okay, I didn't plan for this. You see, madam, that will not kill you. You don't even know next time you come to this market, I will have this thing. I don't know if they will even sell it next time. So okay. I'm not buying this thing with all my mind though. Anyway, so the editor is looking at your cover letter. You are telling your story to convince him. If he had wanted to move out, you'll bring him back. Look at it carefully. I have something to offer. So the cover letter, all the things I'm saying here is that the cover letter is important. Are you getting the point I'm making here, my people? Because many papers will be rejected based on their inability to make that conviction. Write a proper cover letter. So please spend your time on it. It's a skill you have to learn to, and I will show you some strategies you can use. Okay? So that you wouldn't come back, you say, well, oh no, oh, I tried this paper that was good. All my co-authors have said it's very fantastic paper. And this editor, what is wrong with this journal even? It is not just about the paper also. The cover letter is important as well. So please take time and write it with care. All right, what do we have here? Well, I wrote it for cover letter, and I don't even know why I wrote that. I would have let you to make that assessment yourself, but I've written it anyway. What do you think is happening here? You can raise your hand after reading it. Okay, let me read it. Dear editor, I'm sending you our manuscript entitled, they give the title there, by a researcher, that's it all. We would like to have the manuscript considered for publication in Pathobiology. That is the name of the journal. Please let me know of your decision at your earliest convenience time. Okay, I have Henry, then Olabisi. What do you think? Yeah, many hands are coming. Let's start with Henry, who came first.
Okay, thank you, Doc. The first problem is, it is arrogant. Yeah,
arrogant?
It's a lot of pressure on the editor. You want them to let you know at their earliest. I think that's a bit too pushy. The cover letter has no information about the paper so far, what they did, what was found, and what gap is the paper is filling. So the editor doesn't really have much information from the cover letter.
Great, thanks very much, Henry. Okay, let's hear from Olabisi.
Thank you, Bright. I think this letter is not polite at all. It's too authoritative. And it's based on so many assumptions that the manuscript will be found. Okay.
All right. Let's go to Chinwe Gloria.
Yes, Prof, I agree with all they've said, and there's really nothing compelling there.
Okay,
no
great.
Information.
Great. So what I'm hearing is that you have not written this kind of letter before. All right, Nuha.
Yeah, I agree with all the previous speaker about what they have said. In addition to that, also, there is nothing to convince about.
The editor.
Yeah. There is nothing. There is no any try to convince him with the interesting finding, or
So you all, nobody is giving these authors credit.
Plus also, I think he didn't choose the right journal, because the topic is analysis of cell cycle regulatory genetics, and
Yeah.
he chose Pathobiology journal. Maybe the editor will not be interested. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, I have John. Please go
Okay,
on.
in addition to not choosing the right journal, they did not select the audience. They did not specify their target audience, the readership.
Okay, let's go to Bira.
Yes, thank you, Prof. The letter is not an official letter. It has no address. It has no author who has written it by name.
Great. Of course, no, this was, they removed, you see here, they removed it so that the names of the, but the next one I'm going to show you, I'll have the name because it is me, because I want you to criticize me. Okay, I have Uche Aronsi.
I think the authors are so full of arrogance because the tone of the letter is so harsh, as if he's the owner of the publishing company. For me, I think it's not something anywhere.
All right, let's go to Leah.
Thank you. I think this cover letter missed the address of writer and also clear details.
Great. And finally, we have Zara.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yes, well, from what I can observe, he doesn't even have patience to write the names, although you said you show us one with names to credit the people, no affiliation, no address sending back. It seems quite empty, nothing compelling for the author to be hooked by this letter.
Great for the editor, isn't it? I mean, this is a clear letter. I'll give you the website where it is. You can find it there. Then look at this one. This is the letter we wrote when we submitted the paper I showed you yesterday. It's lengthy, but take your time. I think in 2 minutes you should read it through, and then you also let me know what you think. When you finish reading, you raise your hand, then I will recognize you. Yeah, is that Leah? Leah, are you raising your hand? Is that an old hand? Okay, Mariam.
Hello?
Yeah, is that old hand or new one?
It is a new one.
All right, please go ahead.
Can I go? Yeah.
Leah, go, then
think,
after that, Mariam.
Yeah, sure. I think now this one has what we were talking about, which we're missing.
In the other one, isn't it?
Yeah. But when it comes here in the summary, there are somewhere you have the paragraph in the summary where in this letter you request to be published, but it is not even clear. Your request here, to me, it seems is not clear. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's hear from Marion.
To me, it's straight to the point. It starts with the title, and then it explains what it's all about. It's like a bit of a background, and then it like has everything that's contained in abstract, even results, and then summary and what you are requesting.
Great. Okay, let's go to who is the next here. Let me see. Yeah, I have Elizabeth.
Yes, thank you, Prof. This letter is cover letter is actually very good, self-explanatory. As a reviewer, I would have even started to make an initial judgment from this piece of letter. It is polite one, and it gives a bigger picture for someone just to go deeper into the submitted
paper.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, I have Olabisi.
Thank you, Bright. I want to say that this is a better cover letter. It gave a background of the issue at hand. It also gave a rationale, the reason why the study needed to be done. It gave an overview of what was done. And then in summary, it also gave the reason why they are giving this submission to this journal and the hope that they have.
Thanks. Okay, Uche.
Okay, I think this is a good version of a cover letter, in the sense that the authors took time to craft their background to rouse the interest of the editor, and this will make him to like, I want to see this paper. I want to really have interest. I want to really see what is happening inside the main body of the publication or the manuscript, and also trying to also see. They also mentioned the lapses so far and what the paper is trying to address in the current form of it. I think this is so good.
It ignites an interest.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So the editor will not be quick to reject in this paper. At least I will give it a look.
Yeah.
And that is what you want to get, because editors don't have time. They don't have time, so ignite that interest, and that comes from the cover letter, because that is what the editor looks at first. That is the point I'm trying to make here. Okay. All right, let me see who is the next there. I have Nuha.
Yes. This cover letter is well selling the articles or the work, especially the last few lines. This will make the editor continue reading the cover letter until the end, where it says this is not been submitted before or been published before. So this is also important part. The other things also, the cover letter here also showing the editors what are the benefits of the journal when they publish this finding. Thank you.
All right, and finally I have Jonathan here.
Good morning, Prof.
Good morning.
Yeah. For me, what I noticed is that the first 3 paragraphs are more or less abstract. That's what I noticed. However, the last 2 paragraphs, that's where the cover letter starts. And the last paragraph, I think, captures my attention. This is where, you try to convince the author that what you did really needs to be considered. Because the first 3 paragraphs, I think you can get those information from the abstract. To me, you can get those information from the abstract. After looking at the abstract, then you can go to the last 2 paragraphs and then decide whether he should consider a paper or not. Thank you.
Yes. So Jonathan, the point you have made is very apt. But you know what? You don't write your letter to make the reviewer or to make the editor to go to the abstract to get that information, because he has time just for this. Okay? And that is why you need to capitalize on it. After reading this, the editor does not need to read your abstract again. He goes to the paper if he's interested. Otherwise, what he does from here is he sends it automatically to reviewers. I want this paper to be reviewed. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
So he doesn't have time to begin to, well, let me take a draft and see what's side. Don't give him that time. And that is why I tell you, the evil traders will capture you, Jonathan. You know what I'm talking about, because you are from Nigeria, isn't it?
That's true.
They wouldn't give you a chance. Okay, Bira, do you have something to say?
Yes, Prof. I have a question. Well, I appreciate the letter. It's really good. It's written very well in relation to the previous one. But my question is, when you're writing this letter and you have done the work, like say 5 people, is it the corresponding person who is going to write you as sincerely, blah, 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 or all of the 5 are going to appear?
Yeah. So I didn't put their names here because I didn't want the names I put down here. I just cut it off. Is the name of all the authors in the paper. Okay. The name that appears, the names that appear under yours sincerely, the names of all the authors. But if you don't want to put the names of all the authors because you have them already in the paper, you can say your name on behalf of all authors of this paper, okay? So you recognize that this is a teamwork, not only you. I think that is an important question as well. All right, so this is a better way. It's not the best way. I didn't say it's the best way. This is a better way to write. And the point I'm trying to emphasize here, and I will continue to do so, is that the cover letter is a place you need to hit hard. Don't be casual about it. See how this kind was sent to the editor. I'm sending you our manuscript as if he was expecting it before. Okay, we would like to have the manuscript considered for publication in your pathobiology, as if they established the journal together. Okay, and then please let me know of your decision at your earliest convenience, as if he knows his time. He knows his timetable. Don't treat the editors in that way because they don't have time. I do editing work for +1. I know what it means. Goodness me, sometimes I ask them to just move on and find the editor to make decision because I don't have time to make the decision at the moment. So it requires time. And these are voluntary work. You're not paid for it. Okay. Of course, the chief editor gets some money from that, but many of the editors are not paid for it. So even if they are paid for it, many of the journals receive thousands of submissions every year. Thousands. How many days are there in a year? 365. And some of them are receiving 9,000 submissions. So count how many they will receive in a day. An editor needs to take care of that and take care of his normal work. This is something that we need to think about. So when you hit in the cover letter, hit it hard, and the editor will do the rest. Okay. How do you craft a good cover letter? Check that the journal requires cover letter. I think most do, but those mushroom journals that send information from India and all those, many of them don't even care about that. They don't care about they just do their 24 hours under the table this, and then they send you that your paper is accepted expressly. So once you have checked that, and if a cover letter is required, write a letter that explains why the editor will be interested in your paper. So the following structures are necessary points, and they address the editor by name. You have to do that. Include the date of submission. Then you start the structure of the letter. The first paragraph includes the title of your manuscript, brief background to your study, the question you sought to answer, and why. In our own letter, you can see it. This was covered. Second paragraph, concisely explain what was done, give main findings and why they are important. And I think you found that in the one we did. Third paragraph, indicate why the readers of the journal will be interested in the work. Take your cues from the journal's aims and scope, of course. We have in our own clinical readership of the journal. And here, this is also from Springer here. It says all cover letters should contain these statements, as they are. We confirm that this manuscript has not been published elsewhere and it's not under consideration by another journal. We have it there. All authors have approved the manuscript and agree with its submission to the journal. Okay, it must be. There needs to be that reassurance. You can't submit your paper to more than one journal at a time. No, you can't do that. Wait until the journal okay, wait until a journal rejects it, and then you can send to another journal. Very important. All right, dealing with reviewers and editorial comments. So far, any question up to this point?
Dr. Bright, thanks
Yes,
so
please.
much for so far. Yeah, just a quick one. How do you view authors who feel that after some time they feel that the delay from response, the delay in receiving response from the journal is taking too long, and request to retrieve the article?
Yeah, it's your right. It's your right. Some journals are very bad with time. Trust me. And the evidence is timely. Okay, you have to understand that evidence is timely. So
Yes.
if you submit your paper to a journal and it's taking more than 6 months, you have the right to withdraw it. Withdraw it and send it somewhere else.
Okay.
As many people sleep on their job, many editors sleep on their job. That is a fact. And so you have to make use of the time that is required. And that is one thing. The other thing is that it is not also easy to find reviewers. So many journals struggle for that. As I am today, the paper I have reviewed recently was from one of my colleagues who is editing for a journal. And then she had to say, Bright, please help me. And then I said, okay, this is how long it's going to take me to do it. Do you accept? She said, okay, no problem. But in the last 3 years, every review request I get, I reject. I don't have time. I don't have time to do it. That is the fact. So if I commit myself, I wouldn't do it. So many journals find it really challenging to find reviewers, and that can be one of the reasons why the delay is there. So even if you send it to somewhere else, you still have the issue that they have to find the reviewers. But if a paper takes more than 6 months, you have submitted it, you can withdraw it and send it to another journal. And that is why when I was listing the consideration you need to make when selecting a journal, you need to think about the duration they have in terms of their peer review process time. Okay. Then that was an important question. Yeah, Jonathan, is that a new hand or an old one?
It's an old one, sir.
Okay, please. All right, I have Elizabeth. Is that an old one or new one?
Okay, Prof, my observation is on the editor. So getting you right is that editor is the one who is receiving this covering letter.
Yeah.
Means we have various editors with various expertise in various submitted journals, articles, or it's only one editor who?
No. I mean, look, it depends on the journal. There are some journals that have the chief editor, okay, and some journals have section editors. Some journals are multidisciplinary in nature. Okay, you have a journal that is into allergy. okay, allergy, for instance. And this journal in allergy has different perspectives. They have epidemiology, they have immunology of allergy, they have clinical aspect, they have nutritional aspect. So you have chief editor, and this chief editor may have other associate editors or section editors who are now specialized in immunology of allergy. One may be specialized in a nutritional aspect. And so when a paper comes, because in the submission system, many of the journals will have you to select which is your topic area. And so when it comes, the editor sees it and then forwards it to the section editor who is in that your area. And that editor will be the one to go through what he says. So that is operational in some journals, but not every journal, because it depends on, you know, how large the journal is. So some journals are quite small. Some journals are like BMJ. BMJ has many editors. Like the one where we publish this, they have list of different editors because they are big journals, you know. Okay, I hope that is helpful, Elizabeth. Yeah, Henry, is that an old hand or new one?
It's a new one.
Okay, please.
So I have a question. Where there is this issue of pre-submission inquiry, how does it help this process, or how does it fit in this process? How does it help the whole peer review to publishing process?
Yeah, that is important question. Yeah, some journals have this pre-submission inquiry whereby you write an editor to ask whether your paper, and that is when you do not know whether your paper fits the scope of the journal. Okay, when you have that situation, then the journal will usually ask you to send inquiries to determine that. And so when you write the pre-submission inquiry, it takes the same process, okay? The same crafting of the letter, similar to what we have here. You write to the editor that you are not sure if your study fits the scope of this journal. This is what you have done. Put a rationale, what you have done, how you have done it, what you have found, and persuade the editor that if it fits the scope, then you think that this would be helpful for the readers. And so you'll be looking forward to getting his feedback, whether you can proceed with full submission of the paper. Okay, does that help you, Henry?
Yes, doctor, thank you.
All right, so what is on your screen here is the process. Yeah, reject, editor looks at it, look at your letter and said, no, we can't publish this. And this may be, you see, the publishing sector is also a business sector. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you with a low voice so that you not think that, oh, you know, in science, everything we do is humanitarian. No, it's a big, the publishing sector is a big multi-billion sector. Lots of money going in there, my brothers and sisters. Okay. So when the editor looks at your paper, in addition to the science, they have the business consideration. So an editor is not just an ordinary person. Oh no. You know, so they have what they call priority giving to the papers. So when they are looking at your paper, in addition to the science, they're also considering the business. So you submit your paper and the editor comes and says, no, you didn't achieve enough priority to be published, so we're not considering it further, and it's rejected. I said outright acceptance from the editor is not common. Very rare, very rare, very rare, very rare. Rejection is common. Decision for major revision is most common. And then you have the minor revision. Okay. And so when you get rejection, it's not palatable. When you get major revision, it's not also very palatable, but it's something that you can welcome and work on. When you go minor revision, yeah, that's nice. Good. Some of you have received rejection here, isn't it? Has anyone cried when you received rejection? Don't be ashamed. You know, we're like a family. We're here to tell you you're not alone. Okay, Elizabeth, you have your hand. Did you cry?
Yeah, it was a group paper. Actually, for myself, I cried. So I felt like I've lost something. I cried. The tear came out.
Yeah, it's good you're confessing. It's good.
It was so torturing me. I really cried. I locked myself and cry for sometimes. Yeah.
I know. So you can imagine. Yeah, another person has cried. Olayinka?
Yeah, thank you very much. Although I didn't cry, but I felt so bad. I felt so bad. Why? I was annoyed. The reason being that you people delayed my paper. After delaying the paper, you now told me that recently another journal has published a related work. So based on that, you are also wow. So it's not the, I mean, if you had also done this thing early enough, it wouldn't have been my issue. Why did you delay my paper till this extent? Another one was after delaying and delaying, just come back. I wouldn't have felt so bad if they didn't delay the paper, but you delayed the paper and you started telling me a story that's okay. So I felt so bad, but thank God, each of them that was rejected was accepted ASFI and in good journals as posting this. Thank you.
Great. Patricia?
Yes, I did receive a rejection on my very first publication, and it was really bad because I think that was like 3 days before Christmas. It wasn't so bad, like I didn't cry because my supervisor was there, so he carried the load. So he told me, no, this kind of things happen, don't worry, we'll resubmit to the same journal. And on the second time they accepted it, so I didn't have my fair share. Thank you.
Yeah, all right, I have Uche.
I was heartbroken.
You're heartbroken, but your heart has been, you went for surgery now?
After 1 year of revision.
Surgery.
After 1 year of revision, then the paper was accepted by the same journal. Yeah, but there was series of rejection. Keep doing this, do this, do this. We're all tired for 1 year. We were on one paper. It was bad, but we're happy to because the paper, the first lift of the paper was really interesting.
Great. Okay, of course, people are saying some people got depression. Yeah. Well, just I open this forum so that you can say this, just to let you know, rejection does not mean your paper is of poor quality. I've told you the scope, the business angle, all those play a role in making decision for the editor. So that your paper was rejected in one journal is not a signal that your paper is not of good quality or it's not worth publishing. That's not the statement. So when you move yourself from that perspective, then you begin to see rejection in a different light. Okay. So if an editor rejects your paper at the editorial level, then submit to another one. If there are excuses that it's out of scope, it didn't achieve high priority enough for publication in the journal, then submit. But the rejection may also come with some comments attached to it. Say we have looked at this at the editorial level, for instance, and we felt that this, and that. Don't be quick to submit it. Take into account the point they have made before submitting. Okay, take into account the point they have made. Revise it in light of the points the editors have made. Sometimes it goes to reviewers, and the reviewers then will recommend, well, reject this paper. Yeah, you get angry, but don't be quick to send it to another one without taking into account the reviewers. Don't just call them bullshit. No. Look at it critically. If you want to cry, cry. Okay? If you want to cry, cry. But don't cry and be heartbroken like Uche. And then you need scientific writing surgery to feel your heart back. Then you start. No, don't be heartbroken. Don't go into depression. Just get yourself in order. Cry for 1 hour, cry for 2 hours, but don't cry for 24 hours because you have work to do. It's just one paper of the hundreds that you will publish or the thousands you will publish. And so why do you hang yourself without moving forward or backward just on one paper? No, get over it. Keep it aside, keep the comment aside. Don't look at it immediately. Don't begin to revise it immediately. Just get yourself, if you are in that position that you are not feeling so nice about the rejection, get yourself in order, calculate yourself, get yourself, and then you start again to work on it, revise it, and send to another journal. Okay. Yeah, Olayinka, you have a new hand?
Yes, thank you very much. So I just want to ask, so one of the people that was rejected, for example, was rejected not because of the reviewers' comments. The two reviewers accepted that, well, it's a very good this, very good that, how on COVID-19, and they all just said with little revision or just put this, put that, then accept. But the editor now decided to reject, saying that another journal has published related work. I mean, is that a sufficient ground to reject a paper? Not because it's not novel, not because it's not okay. The two reviewers has recommended it to be accepted, but we just felt that another journal has published something related to that. Not the same thing. So,
Olayinka,
I mean, yeah.
You see, you're talking as if you have share in that journal.
No.
The editor is in charge. Just accept that he's in charge. He's in charge. And as I've said, he's not evaluating just your science. He's evaluating other things. So he's in charge. Okay? And when he's rejecting, he's rejecting. Just accept that. It's like a president of a country comes and the Independence Day comes and the president is given what they call presidential pardon.
Yes.
And he takes a man who has committed murder, but he says, I am pardoning him. You are nobody to say, President, no, you can't. No, you can't do that. He is the president.
I agree. Thank you very much.
So let's close. Let's close that. Unless you have a share in this, then you can argue with me. Say, okay, I'm pulling out my money from your. No, if you don't have that, this is the editor of the journal. All right, Bira, and then Marion.
Yes, I'm back, Prof. Now I think this is the right time for you to answer my question.
Yeah, please, can you ask it
Because
again?
I said sometimes somebody can be asked to review a paper where she's not an expert in that area. And this can lead to you either rejecting the paper when you've not really, because you're not conversant with the concepts that are in the paper. So what I was asking you, what do you suggest? What is your take on this situation?
Have you had any experience of such, Ebira?
Yes, I'm in psychology, but I was given a paper from mathematics, and the concepts of mathematics were hard for me.
Did you accept to review the paper?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. And where did you get the paper from?
It's well, I don't still remember the exact name of the journal.
Let me tell you what happened.
Mm.
You know, I mentioned the predatory journals and the mushroom journals. So they have a system where they just send it randomly. I get many of those kind of papers, but this is not your area. So when you get such a paper as a scientist, what you just do, no, this is not my area. And many of the good journals will usually have reasons for your not accepting to review. It's not your area, you don't have time and things like that. So you indicate it's not my area, this is not my area of expertise. So if somebody is sending you a mathematical paper when you are in psychology, of course, what will you review there? You can't review it, so you just say no. Okay, so the editors usually will do their background work from those who have published there before to select the reviewers, or they can ask reviewers, the authors, to make suggestion of who they can contact. But the editors make a good selection of experts. So when you get this kind of situation, it's probably coming from some of those mushroom journals that have no tail or head. All right, Marion, please. Is Marion there? Okay.
Please check the chat. My question is on the chat.
On the chat, okay. All right, so you're asking how long does editor take to communicate rejection to the author? Okay, yeah, that is a good question, but it doesn't have any specific answer, Marion. It depends on the journal. Some journals at editorial level, that editorial decision, if it's rejection, most times they are quick, around 1 week, can be 1 day, can be 2 days, 3 days. But yeah, most will reply you within 1 week, and they tell you that we have reached editorial decision and your paper is not we can't proceed with it, it's rejected. But if it goes out to the reviewers, then it's another cup of cake. You know, you have to, sometimes it can range from 2 weeks to as Olanika was saying, it can reach up to 1 year or even more, depending on the journal. And so it is when it comes back, the editor will make a decision on that. So it varies. There's no really specific answer to this. All right, this is some examples of decision letters. The first one here. The first one here is rejection, do not resubmit. Your paper has been examined by 2 expert reviewers. So this is not editorial rejection. This is, they have sent it to reviewers. Unfortunately, we must decline this manuscript for publication. The reason for this decision are indicated in the reviewer's comments. Okay, example 2, decline for now, future acceptance possible. Your paper has been examined by 2 expert reviewers. For reasons explained in the comments, we cannot accept this manuscript for publication in this journal. We would consider a revised version that takes this criticisms into account, but cannot offer assurance that submission of a revised manuscript will lead to acceptance. Okay, yeah, the second one. The third one, decline for now, future acceptance very likely. Your paper has been examined by 2 expert reviewers. As you will see in their comment, each reviewer finds merit in the work, but makes constructive suggestions. Please consider the suggestions carefully. As it changes, we produce an article that better serves you and our readers. Which one do you like among these ones?
The third one, of course.
The third one, everybody is happy with the third one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is obvious, the third one.
The third one, yeah. That is, if you get this kind of letter on a Friday, you will go home that weekend and you have happiness because you have something to look forward. They have found merit. They want you to fine tune it. They want you to make it sweeter. They want you to take it to that level that people will have interest to read it. Okay, somebody is sending some information on the chat. Please check it out. Check it out. Okay. So, top 10 tips for responding to reviewer and editor comment. Get mad, then go get over it. That's one thing I've said to you. Get mad. Cry. Get angry. Get angry. You can even say, I'm not teaching today. HOD, do you know what has happened to me? Please, I'm not teaching today. I don't want anybody to disturb me. You put on your door, no disturbance, but don't take it home. Your kids don't need that. Your spouse doesn't need that. Don't take it home. Come on. Don't make the mistake of taking your frustration, work frustration home. Okay? And then you begin to pour it on people. You even kick the sofa. The carpet you used to match before is still there. You say, what kind of carpet is this? Your side changes. You begin to see different things just because your paper was rejected. No, get mad and get over it. It's part of the game. Come on. It's part of the game. You see, when I used to watch one game until I made a decision to not, when I was young, I played football and then I was addicted watching football. One of the spirits I like about them, and I mean, for all sports really, is that, they don't have deficit nature. They're optimistic. Today we have failed. Tomorrow we can do better. And they go back and work on themselves, and then come out better people. That is the kind of spirit you need as a scientist. Okay? And I told you the story of the British cycling team last Monday. Yeah. So second thing, consider what the editor's decision letter really says. Come on. Because with your tears covering one of your eyes, and then you're looking at it with one eye, you wouldn't see it clearly. So keep it for now and then come back. Okay. In fact, when I get my decision of rejection, I just run through, okay, it's rejected, then I put it to one side and I do other things. I come back to it, and then I forward it to my co-authors. This paper is rejected, and by the time we are sending it to the first journal, we had already made a list. So I'll write them that I will revise it according to the comments they have raised, and then we'll be sending it to on this or next journal. I will come back to you in 2 weeks, in 1 month or so, with a revised paper for your input before submission. I have not looked at the comments carefully. So maybe 1 week after, I go back with my eyes fresh, and then I will construct the revision and then Move on. Wait and gather your thoughts. Yeah, that's what I've just said now. Wait and gather it. Even if the reviewer is wrong, it does not mean you are right. Okay, you see, even if the reviewer is wrong, it doesn't mean that you're right. Choose your battles wisely. Choose your battles wisely. Don't begin to attack the reviewer. No, that is not how this game is played. That is not how this game is played. It's not played in that way. You have to choose it wisely. You need to be in a text in the Bible. It says, be as wise as the serpent, but be harmless as a dove. Okay, this is where you apply that words of wisdom. Here, you apply it. And that is why it is not best for you to begin to respond when you are hitting the table. No, leave it, leave it. Clear your eyes. Come back to it. Look at it carefully. And then you respond wisely. Do not pit one reviewer against the other. Okay? They are human beings. Some people have strength in certain fields, and one reviewer says that, oh, in this paper, this aspect, what you have reported is so good, it's nice, was done well. And the other reviewer comes that, oh, the worst part of this paper is this, the same area the other reviewer has admired. Yeah, it happens. So don't go and say, oh, this reviewer, you said this, but have you looked at the comment made by the other reviewer? They don't even know each other, so they don't even see their comment. So don't do that. Put it in order. Well, thank you for your comment. We have tried to address it in this way, and the other reviewer thought that we actually did a good job here, or to clarify, we have done this. Okay, so that reviewer, when that reviewer is looking at that, the reviewer will be considerate. Oh, okay, somebody saw it another light. Oh, that's good. And just pass over it. Okay, thank you for this, for responding. So what you are doing here is that, I'm a Christian, and I love the Bible. There's one that says that a soft answer turns away wrath, anger. A soft answer. This is where you apply those principles. Be grateful for the reviewers and editors' time. Number 7, restate the reviewers or editors' comment when responding. Be prepared to cut text. Do not submit the same version to another journal. I have said it here. Take these principles. They will take your career and your skills and your capacity and your knowledge to another level. Younger ones will learn from you. They will rely on you. Patricia was saying, or my supervisor was saying, oh, don't worry, we submit it on that one. Yeah, because that person has gained these experiences. It's not a do or die affair. Okay? It's better to do it well than to do it fast and get it wrong again. So please take your time and consider these points. They are quite important. All right. Let me, before we go for a lunch break, no, not lunch break. This is not lunch break. I will send it to your groups. So don't be quick to jump. I want to show you example of my own response letter to that paper that I just showed you. Yeah, I'm using that paper as example so that you will see that I practice what I say. Okay. So now the comments have come back. This is how we have responded. I'll still put it in a letter form. It looks nice. The editor is happy. This guy is organized. Yeah, and he's smiling. Yeah, and then what happens? I restate my title and give the submission number, the journal has given. Then, thank you for the invitation to submit a revision of our paper. We have now revised the paper on the basis of the reviewers' comments. Below, we also provide point-by-point responses to the comments raised by the reviewers. We thank the reviewers for their valuable and critical feedback, which have helped us to improve our paper. Oh, if you're an editor reading this, how will you feel about this? Feel good, isn't it? And then you start reviewer 2. This reviewer 2. Actually, what happens to reviewer 1 is that reviewer 1 had no comment, has said that this paper is excellent. I recommend acceptance. Reviewer 2 had only minor comment. And now this is where you respond. This is comment number 1, and the reviewer has cited line numbers there, and then we are responding. Mention this was a UK database, please, and done. And then we provide where it is done. Always guide the reviewer to where you have done it. In the paper we have revised, let me see if I have it somewhere here. I will show that and show you what is happening there. In the revised paper, yeah, I will come back to this. All right. So in the revised paper, we have used track changes and put the line numbers, and so that the reviewer will find it or the editor will find it. So these are minor comments done, and we showed where it was done. We did define and reference the e-value, but we have now made the definition clearer. Okay. It says define e-value. We did it actually, but we can't say dear editor, it looks like the reviewer didn't do this paper very well. And so we are pointing to where we actually referred this before. No, you need to be a dove here and be as wise as a serpent. We did it actually, okay, but have now made it clearer, okay. So that is important. So each comment and give a response. We have put it in this color so that it is easier for them to follow. And so reviewer number 3, major comment and minor comment. Reviewer number 4, general comment. Yeah, the minor comment. Reviewer number 5, you see how many reviewers. That is to tell you the big journals don't play games. They want to get as wide possible opinion as possible, so they can, because they want to retain their reputation, okay, and that will help the editor to make. Then after that, the editorial office has given its own comment as well. Yours sincerely, then I put the name of all the authors that have done this. All right. Okay, so now let me show you what happened to the paper quickly before I send it to your groups. The main paper, I have a version with track changes. As you can see here, the version with track changes, where it has been done, the changes have been done, and we refer to them. You can see that, yeah. And then after that, also have the clean version that is not tracked. Okay, so the journal will usually request both from you, include the tracked version and include the clean version. All right, so any comments, any questions?
Yes, from your experience, how many reviewers should review a paper at maximum?
No, it depends on the journal bureau.
Okay.
Unless you have shares on that in that journal, then you can. But otherwise, that is the editor's decision.
Okay. And now suppose if like in your situation, you had 5 reviewers, the first one was satisfied with your work. Suppose a majority are satisfied with your work and only 2 are really writing negative comments on your work. What picture does it portray in relation to your work? Should we say your work is averagely done or what?
No. I mean, if the editor makes a decision and invites you to resubmit your paper, then you work on the comment they have made. If they have made comments that are not useful, then that's why I would say respond wisely. Okay. Respond. Sometimes that the reviewers praise your work doesn't mean that your work is good. It may also depend on the experience of the reviewers. So the young reviewers see everything as, oh, nice, nice paper, this nice paper. But the experienced reviewers, we pick holes because they will find it. We pick holes. And when they have found that, if the editor invites you to submit a revision, then be happy and do that. But if they reject it, also take into account, you also take into account, Nyasha, can you mute yourself, please? Nyasha, great, thanks. Okay, is that clear, Bira?
Yes, it is, Prof. Thank you.
All right, Olayinka, please.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Wabaga. Now, what's your take on journal requesting you to list of prospective reviewer? And
yeah, I mean, many journals ask for that, really. Okay.
Yes. So,
yeah, many journals ask for that, and when they ask, they will also tell you that it is the editor's discretion to appoint. They can choose somebody from your list. They may not. Many times they don't. Okay, and so the editors, they already have in their profile, but still they have it there. So what they can do is that, okay, you have already specified potential reviewers. If they don't have it in the database, they can include your database, and the editor will appoint people they think can do it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So just write it down if they want you. Sometimes they can actually tell you, indicate those you think that should not review your paper. Sometimes they ask you to indicate reviewers you think should not review your paper. Perhaps maybe conflict of interest or things like that. Yeah. Many times it's not, for many journals, it's not mandatory. So you can just bypass that, because eventually the editors will make their decision.
So that was why, that's why I was wondering, is it that maybe they just want to use it as a means of increasing their...
Yeah. It's one way. It's one way. So if it's not mandatory, you can decide to pass it. But if it's mandatory, then you put it.
Okay. Then the issue of who you feel should not because of conflict of interest. Since most time it is double blind, even someone who have conflict of interest might not even know that that paper is from you. Do you get what I'm saying, sir?
Yeah. If it's double blind, I mean, if it's double blind, don't play with scientists who know their field.
Okay.
Yeah, of course, double blind is double blind, but don't play with scientists. They know how many people are doing certain things in that area. They know because they read the literature, so they know the language. They know where things are coming from. They know experiment. They know where it's so they may guess really. But that is not an issue to be worried about, because we aim to do a good job as whether you are an author, you are a reviewer, try to do a good job for the sake of the society and for the field we are working on. All right, any other thing?
A small observation, Prof.
Yes, please, Elizabeth.
With regard to the letters, these letters to respond to the reviewer comments, is every journal has the recipe of a letter, or is just an author who tried to come up with a letter to respond?
Yeah, you have to you come up with a letter to respond. Nobody gives you that. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, good to know that one.
It's okay.
It's okay, Prof.
All right. So I will send it to your group now, and you can walk from there to lunch, and our lunch will come back at goodness me. Wait, why is the noise again? Alayinka? Okay. Okay, so I will send it to your groups now, and you work. You have around half an hour now, and you work until lunchtime, and we'll come back at almost 1 hour and a half from now, and we will continue. All right. Okay, welcome back, everyone. I hope you have had good lunch. We continue where we stopped.
Lunch, Prof, there was no lunch. We were in the meeting since.
Oh, you are there. Sorry,
Yes,
I sent you to lunch. You
I
didn't
thought we were, I didn't know you took us to breakout room, so we were there.
Yeah, I took you to breakout rooms, and then I said our lunch starts at the normal time. So after that, oh, did everybody make the same mistake, or you didn't get my point?
Now we made the same mistake. Oh, I just
None of us went for lunch.
You went for a lunch.
Nobody went for lunch. Nobody went for lunch.
Oh.
Olayinka, so you went for lunch.
I said nobody went for lunch. I said none of us.
So is it the fault of my communication or what?
The tax you gave us.
Oh, the tax I gave, not me. Okay. Yeah. No problem. So I am excused. Anyway, so what is the situation now? Are you beating it, or is beating you?
Both ways, Prof.
Both
We
ways.
are beating it. We are not allowing to overpower us.
Yes, that is very good, though. Trust me. Because behind every successful person, there is a story. A story. Behind every successful person, there is failure. If you don't fail, you wouldn't understand what it means to be successful. Trust me. So it's good that it's both ways. And then you can develop your own strategy to have the upper hand. Okay. But anyway, I'm looking forward very much to tomorrow. To hear your story, how you have come through with this. And please, I'm here if you need support in any way, any questions, just let me know. I'm showing this again. Perhaps I can also share it. Okay, thanks, Eman. Eman has done that already. Please don't forget to complete the form. It is very easy to forget. As you forget your lunch, if you're able to forget your lunch, then filling this form will just be a child's play. You forget it with a tip of your finger. So please don't forget to complete this. It's better to complete as soon as possible. Okay, I have Chinwe. Please, you raise your hand.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Chinwe, sorry, your line has not
been
improved.
off and on today.
Yeah.
My network has really been bad. I want to ask something.
Chinwe, perhaps you write it on the chat box. It's not,
Is it
the network has not improved at all.
It has still not improved.
No.
Oh
It's
God.
still very
Okay,
bad.
let me see if I can
Write it on the chat
I
box.
don't know.
Write on the chat box. All right, so please do that. That is the first thing I want to say now before we.
Thank you so much. Yeah, nobody, thank you.
Okay, so the second thing I want to say is I hope the group coordinators are taking note of the attendance, isn't it? So please, I will send you out. I will send you to your breakout rooms now. So when you are coming back, I will need to have the attendance up to today, the breakout sessions you will have. Because then I will need to use that to work on the video selfie evaluation. Okay, so please, when you come back, send it to me via email or the group leaders so that I can have them. But of course, you continue, because when you come back, you still go back again to your groups, continue to complete today's and then tomorrow. All right. Impact factors. What comes to your mind when you hear this? What comes to your mind when you hear this? You can raise your hand. I will recognize you. Impact factors of the journal.
Journal contribution.
Yeah. Raise your hand and I will recognize you. Anyone? Okay, I have Idrisu and then Nuha. Idrisu?
Impact factor, what comes to my mind is number of citations in a journal.
Number of citations in a journal. Nuha?
Yeah, yeah, the impact factor, I think it's a statistical indication of how much the journal is being cited in and I think it is calculated annually, and it reflects the creditability of the research is being published in that journal.
Okay, so
Yes,
how much
thank you.
it says it reflects the frequency of citation in a journal.
Yes.
And the credibility of the journal is attached to that.
Yes, thank you.
All right, Zara.
Yeah, I think impact factor, apart from the citations, tell you something about how important that journal is in its field.
It tells you how important the journal is in its field. My goodness me, maybe I would have even not taught this as a class. Maybe allow you to debate this. Anyway, yeah, give me an idea for next time. This will be offered. Okay, BB.
So they've said it, but I'm thinking the contribution the journal, the contribution the study has made in the society. attracting more citations. That's the benefit the society has gotten from the work.
Okay. Yeah, Peju, you're saying that it talks about the impact, the public significance. Okay. Okay. Is that a new hand or is that a new hand or old one?
Oh, sorry, let me bring it down.
Okay. All right. Let's continue. Okay, so it is the measure of the frequency with which the average article in a journal has been cited in a particular year. Okay, it's an indication of the importance or rank of a journal. Okay, calculated based on a 2-year period. So if you want to calculate the impact factor of a journal in 2020, let's assume that X is number of times articles published in 2000 and let's assume X is the number of times the articles published have been cited. But if you want to calculate for 2020, it will be with reference to citations in 2018 and 2019. The amount of time those papers published in this year have been cited during year 2020. Y is total number of citable items published in this year. So the papers published in 2018 and 2019, and then cited in 2020. So the impact factor for 2020 would be this divided by this. Okay. Note that this does not tell anything about how much an individual article has been cited. So if you publish your paper in Lancet, I think Lancet is close to 60, impact factor of 60. That is the average number of times an article published in Lancet in 2018 and 2019 have been cited in 2020. And then that will give you that number. But if your paper is published here, it does not tell us anything about how much your paper actually has been cited. It's an average, meaning that some papers will be highly cited in thousands, and some papers may receive no citation at all. This is quite an important question. What makes a paper to be cited? What makes a paper to be cited? Is it the importance of what the paper has done? Is it the journal where it has been published? Is it the reputation of the author or who the author is? For instance, you have grant writing courses now advertised across Africa. 10 organizations are advertising it. And a friend of yours comes to you and you have attended this course. Oh, I don't know which of these to go. I see ASFI, I see FIT, I see B2, B28. Which one do you think? Say, I have attended this course before. I've attended ASFI. If you go there, you will not remain the same. Why do you say that? Because you find a change in your own life. So in journals with high impact factor, majority of articles receive few or no citation at all. Okay. All right. Yeah. I have Marian, please.
Yeah, I wanted to say that why a paper is cited is based on the credibility of the process that was followed and the reproducibility of it, and therefore the authenticity of the findings, such as we have been taught by ASFI.
Well, you know, even papers that have been identified to be fraudulent, do you know that they can get high citations also because of being fraudulent, in the sense that people can be citing them just to refer to how bad they were. Goodness me. Wow, we see all kinds of things here. So this paper is cited many times, not because it is excellent, not because it is well done, but because of the fact that it's fraudulent. So people use that to refer to that work. The point I'm making is that when it comes to citation, it's not one size fits all. There are different factors that can influence that. Okay. I agree that when you have a paper being cited many times, it's an indication that the paper may be of good quality, but it's not always the case. There are several other factors. But now the question is, when you choose a journal for yourself, how important is the impact factor for the choice of journal you make? How helpful is the impact factor for your paper? Should we abolish the impact factor? Okay. It's so astonishing the way human beings relate to things. Those who established impact factor, I believe that they were really innocent, trying to calculate how much citations are coming. Perhaps they can use that to improve the visibility of journals, to allow people to see papers from that journal and use them. But human beings, usually, we have weird way of doing things sometimes. Then we have moved it towards using that number to identify how reputable, how important, how reachable the journal is. And then journals that you do not have so much citations, they will end up saying that, oh, those journals are not reputable, they are not important, they are poor quality. Well, to an extent, but what happens to your paper you submit there? If the average citation of a paper in Lancet in 2020 is 60, and then yours receive 2 citations, does the glory of the journal cover your own paper? Yeah, that is what we think. And when you publish, my paper was published in a Lancet. Wow. New England Journal of Medicine. Wow. But what is the impact of your paper? All right, we can continue. I don't know if anybody has something to say. This is an area that's so much debate really across fields. And I don't think it's ending soon. Nothing more from anybody? Okay, then I will send you back. This is 30 minutes. Let me change this before. Okay, I have Henry. Please go ahead while I do this.
Oh, thank you, Doctor. Sorry for the noise. I'm on my way to school. So, based on the comment from the last speaker, I would say it's more than that. Like you said, combine this with the information we got from one of the seminars, I think in August. It's citation is kind of a business as well. So that business side of science needs to add to your thoroughness and the good science which you produce. Network. So people get to know your work from how much you expose them to your work as well, not only from the journals. So a lot of people get citations from maybe your conference presentation, or maybe just sharing them on social media also. So it's citation is not the total of how much quality your work portrays, but also how much publicity you put into your work as well.
That's absolutely right, Harry. Thanks. Okay. So what I want you to do now is I will send you out for 30 minutes. Group 1 to 4. Okay. You will, in your different groups, look at the differences between conventional and open peer review. We touched that a little bit when we were doing this, but now I've given you a link. I think I can put this in the chat box so that you have it. So what you need to do is to look at this, discuss it, and then bring it to the group, to the main room here, groups 1 to 4. Your link is this one. And I will get group 5 to groups 5 to 8. All right, 1 to 4. Can take a picture of this, please. Which is better to enhance science and research? Why and how? Advantages and disadvantages. 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. Put your thoughts together. Yeah, 5 minutes. I've gone through scientific writing, how to be succinct, short, and straight to the point. So when you come back, each of the groups, group 1 will start, the group 2 will start, the group 3 will follow, and group 4 we finish. And then we go to group 5 to 8, traditional versus open access publishing. So group 1 to 4 is conventional versus open peer review. Groups 5 to 8, traditional versus open access publishing models. Which is better to enhance science and research? Why and how? Advantages and disadvantages of each methods. So discuss in your group 30 minutes time, and then you come 5 minutes, you share your thoughts in this. Yeah, okay. So I send you to also take picture of this, unless anyone has any quick question, we can do it. Okay, you're all right. Nuha, you have something to say?
Yeah, you just before you are talking about the course to be more than 1 week. I think 1 week is enough.
1 week is enough, isn't it?
Yes,
Mhm.
especially for this course. Maybe the systematic review, but this course 1 week is enough. I think you have covered more than we are expecting.
Great, great. All right, so let's go to group 1 now. Tell us in 5 minutes what you have gone through. Who is presenting for group 1?
I'm sharing the screen. Eh?
All right, good.
I didn't get ample time to finish the document, but we'll be borrowing from a prospective study on an innovative online forum for peer review.
Well, which one is this? Which one is this?
This question 1. Eh?
Which question 1?
Conventional versus open review.
Oh, okay. Is that what? Okay. So you
Yes.
got to another. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Which is better to enhance science and research? Why and how?
Yeah.
Then advantages and disadvantages of each approach.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So first peer review. We didn't get some time to write it, but we have highlighted the key areas. Peer review is very important for scientific process, but there are issues of bias, lack of transparency, and failure to detect significant breakthrough and error. That is just the background. But when we go to the main document, formal peer review started from 19th century. So conventional peer review improves the quality of the papers. That is one advantage. It also helps in predicting future impacts. One of the disadvantages of conventional peer review is bias. 2, failure to identify error and fraud. And 3, suppression of innovation. That is conventional. When we come to open peer review, we get it in the discussion. Open peer review first, the suggestion was to have an open peer reviews online system. 1 is attractive. 2, it increases transparency, and there's potential to increase communication, that is between the reviewers and the author. The disadvantage, it is the issue of anonymity, which leads to low rate of open peer review. Also the issue of transparency, and also there's no evidence that unmasking either the author or the reviewer will increase the quality of the work. So according to our assessment, we'll go for a conventional review process. Thank you.
Thank you. Group 2. Group 1 has chosen conventional peer review. Group 2.
I'm done.
Sorry, I'm trying to enter login through my system, but it's not okay. So I'm in. I want to share slide. That's
Group 2. Is that Gladys? That's okay.
okay. So good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hear me? Okay, thank you. So I'm presenting on behalf of Group 2. Sorry for the little delay. So we first had to find out the definition of conventional peer review and the open peer review. So for the conventional peer review is actually a traditional peer review system which can be single or double. If it's single blinded, it means that the reviewer knows the author, but the author does not know the reviewer. That's the meaning. So we needed to establish that fact first. And then for the open system, it's a system in which it allows self-selected reviewers to comment, and then knows the reviewer knows the author. So those are the two clear definitions of conventional and open review. So we looked at the advantages first, which I forgot here for the conventional peer review system. So for the conventional peer review system, one of the advantages is that it takes care of conflict of interest. So there is no bias and there is objectivity. You can actually, the author can review the paper, especially in a double-blinded study where the author doesn't know the reviewer and the reviewer does not know the author. I think that's even better. We agreed in the group that the double-blinded is a better form of peer review than the single-blinded study in terms of the ones you prefer. So it takes care of conflict of interest, objectivity, and being unbiased. And then we said the disadvantage for the conventional peer review is that the viewer can make biased comments. And I mixed this up. This is actually, viewer can make biased comments and hide behind the wall of anonymity. So that was one thing we said about the conventional peer review, because for instance, in the single blind, because the author does not know the reviewer, may actually feel like I can just go ahead and make some comments and I can get away with it, which is not justifiable. Then to go to the open peer review system, we have the advantages and the disadvantages. The advantage is that the author is more directly involved in the review process, and a good review and unbiased review will be done. I know the author, the reviewer knows the author, the author knows the reviewer. As a result, you really don't want a situation where someone comes to you challenging you that why would you do this? Is it because of the fact that I'm a Nigerian? Is it because I'm a Black? Is that why you disqualified my paper? So it takes care of gender bias, it takes care of racism. This can be avoided. The disadvantage, sorry, I mixed. So okay, so that's about it. Thank you.
Okay, thanks very much. Group 2. Let's go to group 3. Please remember to mute yourself if you're not speaking.
Good afternoon, Prof. Good afternoon, everyone. So
Good afternoon.
For group 3, a lot has been said as regards the definition for conventional and open peer review. So we won't be repeating that as a group, but as a form of introduction, we began by saying that the peer review system serves as a scrutinizing channel in scholarly publishing, and this system exists to validate academic work. It enhances a scientific paper to be published, and it increases collaboration and networking possibility for the researchers. And so we went straight to answering the questions which says which is better to enhance science and research. And we picked that the open peer review, the total open access, is the one we picked. And the reason is because we feel it limits bias, it has visibility due to high accessibility rates, it adds prestige to the researcher as well as the reviewer. And then we also, and the disadvantages, we say that the advantage of the open peer review is that it's systematic and is objectively done, while the disadvantage is it's time consuming and there's quite a lot of back and forth as regards deciding on what to do. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, group
yes, sir.
3. Okay, let's go to group 4. Group 4.
I'll be presenting on behalf of group 4, but I need to share the screen.
Yeah, who is sharing? Can you stop sharing so that Patricia can share?
Okay, we looked at both open peer review and conventional review systems, and we thought the advantages of the open review is that there is greater transparency during and after the review process, because both the author and reviewer are known to each other. And this also prevents the reviewer from following their own agenda, because it encourages open and honest reviewing. However, as a disadvantage, the politeness and fear of retribution of the reviewer may cause them to withhold or to tone down criticism. And then as for the conventional peer review, we thought the advantages were that it allows for impartial decisions because the reviewer is not influenced by the author. Therefore, this limits reviewer bias. Also, author articles are considered on the basis of the content rather than on the reputations. And then as a disadvantage, we felt like the authors may be concerned that reviewers in their field could delay their publications, and that reviewers may use anonymity as justification for being harsh or critical when commenting on the author's work. It is also difficult to guarantee total anonymity. And we felt like the method that is better is the open peer review system. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm for work. Okay, just
Okay. Are you there? Are you there? Which group is presenting? Gladys? Do you hear me?
Yes, Prof, we can hear you.
Goodness me. Yeah, sorry. I just got a call that interrupted my earphone, so that was why you didn't hear from me. Okay, so group 5 is presenting, eh?
So our question read on making the choice that is between open access versus the traditional journals, or maybe what you're referring to as the closed one. And the first was, which one would somebody prefer? And we said that we will go for the open journal, going by the many advantages that are associated with this kind of approach. Then a question to ask us to identify some of the advantages of open access journals, and some of the highlights we made were: one, it is cost effective. Secondly, it enhances visibility to the readers, to the authors, as well as the maybe the research. And lastly, we said that in terms of publication, it's faster as compared to the closed one. We also went and looked at the now the advantages of the closed journal, or maybe the traditional journal. One, we said that it removes the burden of cost to the publisher, a bit cheaper relatively. Secondly, it reduces visibility. Thirdly, it is associated with prestige. And lastly, is that you find that most of the scientific maybe innovative findings are found in this kind of journal. We also looked at the disadvantages of this type of journal, and we said, one, in terms of speed, it is slow as compared to the open access. And secondly, in terms of access, it is limited. We concluded our work by saying that one maybe to enhance his or her visibility, we'll go for the open access journal. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Group 6. Who is sharing for group 6? Is group 6 here?
Doctor. Hello, doctor.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, as I speak, I'm preparing to work, but and we were only a few people who met, and yeah, so we just jot it down to say it, and then later on.
Yeah. I mean, one of your group members is sharing the screen.
Okay,
Elizabeth,
okay.
you're sharing the screen.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, great.
Sorry, Prof. Sorry, my group members. Meanwhile, we are preparing a clean copy for this. I think we should just say something about this. Yeah, the open. Okay, Rebecca, you can go and I'll just scroll down.
All right. So we came to the conclusion that the open access is what is good, because in terms of the visibility, cost, prestige, and speed, evidence have been proven. About 89% of people go in there to download because it is easily accessible, and then unique visitors also go there. And then, so we chose that one. And then when it comes to the traditional method, we are saying that it's very costly. And even the Harvard University have urged its academics to consider submitting articles to the open access. So that is it. Any other, my group members will contribute. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Rebecca. And also we look at the issue of the prestige, and this one, according to several aspects of the publishing in the open access, because they may not be well known as to some of the larger and more well-established journals in the given field. So there is a concern that about the perceiving quality of access publication. Other factors that has to be considered in this, other aspects that need to be considered is the journal visibility, cost for publication, and the impact factor. Any other team member to contribute?
All right, let's go to group 7. Group 7.
Can you see my screen, please?
Okay, I just saw myself there. Yeah, now we see.
Okay. I put in presentation mode. Can you see?
Yeah.
Okay, so we considered traditional versus open access publishing models. In terms of which is better, why and how, we arrived at the decision that open access is better because it provides more visibility to research at a reduced cost. It also provides a way of showing authenticity and helps in reproducibility of research. In terms of advantages and disadvantages, we considered some of the advantages of the traditional model, which ensures high quality publications. The journals are more prestigious and it's easier to attract collaborations from that channel. And for open access, we have more visibility. It's easier to share your work with other scholars. There's transparency in research, collaboration is possible, and you're able to maximize the value and the output of your research. And in terms of the disadvantages for the traditional model, the audience is limited because it's subscription-based. The turnaround time from submission to publication is usually longer, takes a lot of time, and there are limited incentives for the author as the one who is in ownership of the intellectual property. Then for open access, the disadvantage is that it's expensive for the researcher, and then quality control sometimes not maintained. So yeah, that is what we considered in our group. Thank you.
All right, thanks very much, group 7. Let's go to group 8.
Okay, thank you, Prof. I will speak on behalf of Group 8. And we were unable to make any slides, but I'll read from what we were able to jot down. And I'll count on the support of my team members when need be. So we responded to the first question, which of the traditional or open access publishing is preferable, or journal is preferable. So to our understanding, we prefer to use the open access journal because of 4 reasons. One is their visibility. And when we compare the visibility between the open access and the traditional journal, we see that it is higher with the open access compared to the traditionals. So for the second reason, with that of cost, it is true that in both of the journals, there is a small cost required. But for the open access, it's just the small fee that is required for submission, whereas for the traditional, there is a post acceptance fee, which is at times extremely high. For prestige, this is where the traditional supertake the open access. The prestige is higher in the traditional than in the open access because of the issue of popularity. Those who know and who are well placed or well established authors who publish in this prestigious journals, which are traditional ones. And then the fourth aspect would be that of the speed. With the traditional, it takes a significant time before you get a reply. So because of this long delay, we think that the open access is considered most by authors compared to to the traditional. So because of these 4 reasons, we again agreed that the open access was best to use. Thank you.
Okay, thanks very much. Thanks very much, everyone. I know that time wasn't enough for you to digest everything you needed to digest, but you have to take this as an appetizer and then move in the direction of trying to explore this more. What has happened here is that the debate is still ongoing. So it's an ongoing discussion. Some people prefer the traditional way of publishing. Some people prefer the open access way when it comes to the type of journal. When it comes to the peer review system, some prefer the conventional one, whereby the authors may at least do not know the reviewers. The reviewers can know the authors in the single blind, but in double blind, the authors don't know. In open peer review, both the authors and the reviewers know themselves. But you know, when we engage in this argument so much, Nuha will come to you in a while. Let me finish my thoughts here. When we engage in this argument, most of the times we actually move away. We actually move away from the key issues here. And that is one of the things we try to emphasize within the context of the ASFI trainings and our discussions, to emphasize the point that the society is the custodian of what we do. The research we do as scientists should be aimed primarily to solve problems in the society. And if anything is outside of that, then it's a problem. So when the researchers engage in making this argument, they are focusing so much on themselves. There is a prestige we want to protect here. But we need to really pull off our coats and understand if we use open peer review or conventional peer review, or if you publish in open access journal or traditional model, how does a society benefit from it? Does it improve our overarching goal of improving, making the society a better place? That's something really we need to think about. Historically, the conventional approach of peer review was started first. Traditional publication was started first. Open access, open peer review and open access publication, newer movement to question whether the traditional way or conventional way are helpful overall. And some people have also accused the traditional ways of certain people taking advantage of the scientific community. So when we look at when we had the reproducibility in scientific research course, that's one of the things we highlight. The issue of transparency, open science. One of my PhD students recently got an award and an international competition. They competed on using reproducibility methods in your research. And because he has attended my course, and if you work with me, you have to engage in reproducibility practices. And he has been utilizing this. And what happens is that, like this course, when the fever catches you, you have to, you can't go back. You have to get into it. And so he has now got into implementing reproducibility approaches in his research. One of his papers, he published Recently, he used that paper to make that application for the competition, and they they saw how he has approached making his science open for scrutiny, open for people to learn, and they said this is fantastic. So we should actually have nothing to hide as scientists. Okay, as you review your paper, even when I know you, not because of who you are, but because we are trying to ensure that the evidence we produce as scientists have direct and positive impact on the society. So I shouldn't have fear. But when we continue to protect what we think we own as scientists, then that is where the problem is. We engage in this argument. So you are a crop of young Africans. Most of you are young. I think the average here should be around 35 to 40. It's still young, very young age to be a scientist. Let's make a decision that going forward, my scientific career will be a different one. It's a decision you need to make. I have made that decision. And I was telling you the story, I think it was on Tuesday. I went for a leadership course, and I was telling them I'm one of the worst scientists around, because the way I think, I don't see many people thinking in that way. Not because I have attended a school of this kind of philosophy, but because I have scrutiny to what I do. Why am I doing this really? And they say, well, I'm here to support what I'm doing in ASFI. It's empowerment. And that is what I'm born for. You can't take that away from me. I'm sleeping, you call me. I'm ready to move in that direction. I want to make a change. I want to make a statement that without the society benefiting from what I'm doing, then I'm here really just play the same games we keep playing. So you need to make that decision from my own corner. How can I brighten it? And that is why I kept on saying, you go back to your department, not in an arrogant way, but humbly seeking opportunities. It takes time. Trust me, it takes time. It takes time. I ran the reproducibility research course to the PhD students in my faculty here. And after that, I gave them projects at the end, as I give you. And one of the groups came and said, Bright, what we have learned is so amazing that we have not been taught these things. I mean, this is Sweden. We have not been taught. Nobody has mentioned many of these concepts you're mentioning here. So our project is to raise a campaign to force the Postgraduate Education Committee to make Bright course mandatory for PhD students, because they need it to become better researchers. They need to have this perspective, think in this line. That is something that gives me happiness. Somebody is catching the fever. Somebody is catching it. We can't continue to remain at the same level. So whether it's open access, traditional, or open peer review, or conventional, the key thing is that which of them will make us to achieve the overarching goal of making science a path that leads to societal development. That is a decision you need to make. And one day, perhaps, I will meet you face to face somewhere and I ask you, how far? How far have you come through? Then you tell me your story. Come, let me tell you, it's not easy. Anyway, Nuha, let me not take too much of your time. I know now. Soon you tell me that you didn't have much time. Okay, Nuha, so I can send you back.
Yeah. My question to Group 7, he has mentioned that the open review, the open access peer review is it affecting the quality of the, or it has concern on the quality, quality control. Can he explain for me what does that mean or how? Thank you.
Yeah, I think it was Emmanuel that presented for Group 7, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you respond, Emmanuel, please? Emmanuel, yeah.
Sorry, can I get that question again? I didn't. My network cheated a little.
Yeah, Nuha, please. Can you ask again?
Yeah, you have mentioned that the open access peer review is affecting the quality of, or it has concern about the quality control of it. Can you please explain more in that? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Nuha. Okay, now in my experience, and we discussed this in the group, sometimes some of these journals that are open access, they find it difficult to balance the profit-oriented aspects of the funds aspect of what they're expecting to get from the researcher for the paper, with the need to ensure that the paper goes through the quality processes of ensuring that the publication is of good quality. So that is what we meant of that by that statement.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks very much, Emmanuel. I think that is a concern. It's a concern, and I also mentioned it. There are very good one. There are lots of variation in the open access publication, as well as it is in the traditional also. So there are very good ones. There are also very poor ones. But the point here is that when there is a monetary inducement in the process, so it's clear that the quality may reduce, especially for the poor ones, poor journals. They will take advantage of that, and so put quality into jeopardy because there is focus on the money. But it doesn't mean that there are not good ones. You have the BMC journal series. You have different other. I mean, the traditional journals. Many of them also have open access option, so that you can pay and get your paper free. Whether it is traditional, whether it's open access, somebody is paying for something. Okay. If it's open access, the researcher bears the cost, and then everybody will get it free. If it's traditional, the researcher is free, and everybody else will pay to get it. So everybody pays for something. You understand? But the open access comes with advantage that the researcher will get the copyright. Okay. But the traditional, in most cases, the publisher and the journal will get the copyright of your publication. All right. So please, this is something you can organize. Just giving you a tip now. This is something, these discussions are some of the things you can organize within your department, within your faculty, within your center, within your institute, to begin to ignite this discussion, scrutiny. What we do, how are you doing it? In this part of the world, the cost for open access is a national thing. So if I publish in open access journals in Sweden, I don't pay myself. It's the Swedish government has an institute that is responsible for organizing that. So if I publish there, I just send them information and they will take care of that and they will pay for that. But it's not the same in other places. One thing is that many people from low income countries have not taken advantage that there is a waiver for many countries in many journals that publish open access. So you can publish in many journals while once you are coming from low income countries, you can publish in many open access journals free of charge, because there is a waiver that journals have recognized that it's not so easy for you to pay that, and they can waive that for you. Okay, let's continue that. So please, the group coordinators, send me, as I requested earlier, send me the list you have had until the last breakout sessions you have had. Now send me the list, and I will say a few things before I send you back to your groups, and that will be it for me. In this course, teaching will be the last, and I'm happy. So what do we have tomorrow? Tomorrow when we meet, all times here is our GMT, okay? So when we meet tomorrow morning, I will send it to your groups, and you have three solid hours to finish what you're doing. And I hope somebody will shout hooray for that, or it will not be enough. Anyway, whether it's enough or not, we have to bring you back once that. So once you finish at 11 GMT, you go for lunch, okay? And then the lunch tomorrow is half an hour. Half an hour because I want it to be hot by the time you're making your presentation. You need to be angry when you're making your presentation. So you come back after half an hour, and then we have 2 hours to make the presentation. And we go in this order. 10 minutes maximum, each group is presenting. And we'll have 5 minutes to discuss. 10 minutes maximum, each group is presenting. So please, if you are the type that takes time, I'm happy with the presentation you have made this afternoon. You kept to the time. But if you are the type that always needs extra time, all of you have not seen anyone that says time is enough. You always need extra time. So, but tomorrow, make sure you practice. This night, you can use it to practice how to make it 10 minutes. Because once it's 10 minutes, we end that and go to the next group. So please, because otherwise, we'll be here until end of tomorrow. And for those who think this course will be 2 weeks, we'll be happy. And for people like Nuha, who think that 1 week's enough, she will be uncomfortable to continue. And for me, I want to end it as early as possible. Okay, so this is where we go. And then we will conclude. Oh, you didn't see my presentation? Did you see the times? This is the way we go tomorrow. Okay. So we meet in the morning. I will send you to your group, and then.
Hello, doctor.
Yes, please.
Please, can you send the question again?
What question?
Can you post for tomorrow?
No, you have everything in your this thing there, isn't it? Your folder. Everybody has. Is there anybody who is not clear about the task for tomorrow?
Yes, please.
Is there anyone who is not clear?
Yes, please.
Yes,
if you can clarify.
I have a little problem.
Which group is that? Which group? Does group 1 have any challenge? Group 1, is your task for tomorrow clear to you?
It's clear. Our task is clear.
Okay, group 2?
Yes, it's clear.
Yes.
Group 3?
Sorry, Bright. Sorry, please. It's not really clear because we are
Yeah, who is speaking?
comparing the word. That's what the assignment said we should do. That the regions. Adama speaking, please.
Okay, so what I will do is that I will visit you. Adama, you're in group 2. I will visit you. When I send it to your group, and I will come to your group. Group 3. Group 3. Do you have any challenge regarding tomorrow's program project?
No, I don't think so. We have any problem. We understand the topics, we work it, we have analyzed our data, and although we have missing data a lot, but the things that we got, we did it.
Great. Group 4.
The task is clear.
Great. Group 5.
Yeah, the task is clear, but the question is, since we have 10 minutes to present, will it be PowerPoint or the Word documents?
Yes,
what we're going to be presenting.
So you have to read that document of instruction that you have in your folder clearly. So there are 2 things.
Okay.
One is that you have the Word document, which you will send to me tomorrow. After the class tomorrow, send it to me by email. But I said that you should extract information from the article you have written and present to us how you went through your assignment. So that should be a synopsis of what you have in that document.
Okay.
So that should be a
Thank you
PowerPoint
very
presentation.
much.
Okay, so
PowerPoint.
okay, so Dr. Bright, yeah, thank you. So it means we are writing a manuscript separate and forwarding that to you. Then we are extracting relevant points from that manuscript to present tomorrow. Maybe
because other people don't know your topic. Other people don't know your topic. They don't know what you are doing. They don't know what you have done. They don't know how you have gone through it. So we want to hear that story. While at the same time, you're sending me the manuscript.
God bless. Thank you very much.
All right, group 6. Group 6 is a group that has challenge. What is the challenge?
Doc, concerning the raw data, are we to make comment on it?
You have to read your instruction, Rebecca.
All right.
The instruction in the folder. You have to read that instruction. I hope it's clear enough.
Okay.
Yeah. Group 7. Is it clear for you, group 7?
Yeah, we have no challenges in group 7.
No challenge. Okay, no challenges. Group 8.
I think we have, Prof, we are fine also with group 8.
Great. So only group 2 I have to attend to now, and then group 6 will sort themselves out. All right. So please, just to remind you, fill in the evaluation forms before you forget, and then I will get the list from the group coordinator so that I can contact those who will do the video selfie for us. All right, I send you to your breakout rooms now, and then I will see you tomorrow morning.
Prof, can I just